guys, Rick Shaw here, and I wanted to do I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I'm going to do it now, and I wanted to show you the cam I use. This is what they call an FDR x3000r, because it's got the little wristwatch, which is kind of cool because I can control the camera from the wristwatch here, which is very nice, and I can change settings. I can do a lot of stuff. It's nice for when you're on the motorcycle to have the wristwatch, because when you turn the camera on inside of this watertight case, you can't hear the beeps and stuff to tell you it's on. Plus you can't see the little, there's a red thing right here. Let me open it up. You got to open it by hitting the bottom here like this, lifting up, and right here is a little red light that should come on. Well, you can't see it because this thing covers it over. Now this one here, when I got it, I watched a guy named Tyler. He does like moto vlogs out in Colorado, I believe, and I really got into watching his videos. They're beautiful, and I watched his video on how to take this thing apart, and I removed the back door from here so that I can, and I drilled a hole. I marked it and I drilled a nice little hole here so that I can plug my thing right through. See, if you look at this here, and we close this all up, when I'm on the bike, this is the one I use, the fuzzy muff. You have to buy the one with these two things here. And look, I can plug that in, and I got the hole small enough to where it seals it pretty good. You're going to keep most moisture out. But when you use this camera, you can't use this type. This is the one you use for the cell phone. It will not work in there. So some of the first ones I bought that don't work, I bought this little thing. It's an adapter. So I can plug this into there, and I'm good to go, and it'll work with my other microphones. Now, I have different microphones. I got this one here, good wind muff, and then of course I got this one here, great for in the house. It's a Rode brand. Really like it. I got a nice cable for it for long away. I do have a nice tripod for this thing also. But I'll show you some of the things I really like about this one. It has on this case, it has a hold button, so you can't accidentally hit any buttons on it. And in order to work anything, you gotta put it off of hold, and then you can turn it on, do what you may. Now, one of the reasons I bought this camera, I know there's a lot of guys out there that use they use their cell phone and they got gimbals and stuff. Well, that would be tough for me to do on a bike. I've seen guys who've done moto vlogs where they have the thing in there and they're shaking. Even though there's the digital stabilization, it's not as good, I think, as this camera that has the mechanical also. Has them both. So they come out pretty smooth. I kind of like it. I watched a lot of vlogs way before I ever even had a YouTube channel and was even dreaming of starting one. I was looking at cameras because I thought, boy, it'd be nice to have a camera, and I never wanted a big one. Years and years ago, I had one of the first small palm quarters, they called them. It was a Sony cam, and that was very nice. And I had a brother that he had a big camera. It was like the TV guys carry this big thing on his shoulder, and you don't use them. If they're too big, you don't use them. Now, what I do with this one, I can mount this on my helmet. I don't like to mount it on the bike itself, but what I did with this one, it mounts right here on my helmet, and then I have this safety cable that I'll tie around the straps in case if the glue lets loose. Now, when I was mounting the adapters to the helmet, some of them they don't want to fit quite on your helmet. You have to find one that's as close as you can get, and if that don't work, what you do is you take a blow dryer, and I mean you put it right up on that blow dryer and heat it up until it'll get a little mushy, and then I stuck it on to the helmet without any glue or anything. I stuck it on there while it was still hot, and I put a little clamp. I got some C-clamps outside for the car for brake calipers and stuff, and I squeezed it on there and just left it cool. And guess what? That gave it the form to the helmet. Now, the other thing I did at first was I used I bought them from Lazada, and I used the sticky things they gave you. They didn't hold up. Well, I had a buddy I was talking to. He's from California, and he says, "Oh, I'll send you some of the 3M ones." And that's what's been on my helmets, and they do not come off. I still keep the safety cable, and I'm not going to drive down the road without it in this box in case if something does happen that falls off. This case is pretty sturdy. Now I have the new case. Where did I put it? See, I'm sitting here on the bed and I don't know what happened. Here it is. This is the new case. I didn't pop any hole in it. When I first got this, I took it and threw it in a 5-gallon bucket and I stuck it under the water, put a little thing on top to hold it down, and not a drop came in this baby. So if we go to the ocean, this is the one we'll bring. You won't be able to hear anything though. That's what's wrong with this camera. They should have you to be able to have a Bluetooth microphone or something like that that'll work it. Maybe they do, I don't know. But the new camera, the one that I'm using right now, it has a feature where I don't even need this wristwatch. Okay, I don't even need it because it'll allow you to do everything on the phone. Same thing like the wristwatch, which is kind of cool. It's very cool. But another thing that I wanted to show you on this one too. Let me see if I find them in here. I don't know where I put that. I got stuff all over the place, guys. I should have been a little bit better prepared for you. I don't know where that little thing went. Here it is. Okay, now when you put this your little cards in, okay, you got your little card here. That's micro SD. Now there's a certain way they go in. Okay, there's how you unopen it. When you put these in, when you open up this bottom piece here, this right here, okay, these kind of cards with the facing there, and if you're looking at the camera right here, if you're looking at not this side, if you're looking at the blank side, they go this way. Now there's another type of card, I don't know, I hope you can see that. I don't know what type of card it is, I've never seen one, but it's got a certain name. They go in the other way. It can use both type of cards. Now the problem I had with this one, it wouldn't go into the 4K, all right? So I was like, okay, that's a bummer, but on these cards, it says, it's a speed class 10 you gotta have. And then it has this little U thing. You probably can't see that. But it'll have this little U thing on there with the number 1. If you have that card and you put it in this cam, it's not gonna work for you. It's not gonna allow you to go to 4K. It's gonna allow you to do whatever else you want. 1080p. It'll work just fine. But it's not gonna work on there, and you got to watch for bootlegs. I tried SanDiscs, and I got a lot of bootleg ones that just wouldn't work. This was one we just got, Vivo. I'm going to keep it because it works on 1080p, and it was pretty inexpensive, but it will not support the what you call the 4K. Now I did get what's in the cameras right now are Sony's, and they have that little U with the 3 in there. I can switch the cam. I actually did a video where it was on 4K. I don't know if they upload it to 4K on YouTube, but people said it was much clearer, and when we were watching it on the big TV, yeah. And the other thing that's cool with this camera, I can turn this on and connect it up to my big TV. And if I'm doing something in 4K, boy, that video was just absolutely fantastic on the TV. It was just so beautiful. But I can't load this to YouTube because they don't give you that resolution. But these things, when you're on the machine, when I'm on the bike, you gotta get one of these. And this was cheap. This was only, I don't know, I think this one was about $5. The little one I'm wearing right now, these are like $2 on Lazada. I haven't had too much trouble with quality. Nobody's been complaining about the quality of the audio. Now, I did buy the Wasabi batteries, and that's these guys right here. I don't use those other than to load stuff because they just don't last as long. But I did get a handy dandy dual charger instead of charging it right in the camera. I did get some Sony batteries from a place. I keep them in here, and the Sony batteries last a lot longer. But now the old camera, this one I got right here, it'll eat up a battery quicker, plus it gets hot. It gets hotter. The new camera doesn't get, you can take the battery out after runs almost all the way down doing a video, and it's not even warm, and it seems the batteries last a lot longer. But I went with this. I had before I was ever dreaming of having the YouTube, before I ever had a YouTube channel or anything like that, I went ahead and a buddy of mine had a GoPro, and he was letting me, here, you take it and play around with it. And I was checking it out, and I was thinking, oh, this would be really cool to do stuff. But even watching some of his videos, some guys get really good ones, but the guys who mount it on the handlebar, the digital, can't keep up with that shaking. You got to put it on your hat, and you're kind of like the shock absorber. And that's where his videos got better. But he had 4 of them, and I'm like, what? Why you got 4? I got 2, but I was just curious. Well, how come you got 4? He says, oh, well, they overheat. So I was right off the bat, I didn't want anything to do with that. And even his newer ones, he was saying overheated. Now, this is a few years. Maybe they changed since then. I'm not too sure. But one of the ones that really got me was British Biker. He said this is a pretty good camera. And so I kept looking. I kept looking at all the cams. It's a good size. It's a solid little devil. It does keep real stable. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger and get one of these. And when I decided I was going to do vlogs. Now, when I messed up on the settings on the first one, I did one of my first videos was the Mobilio one over in Carmona. And I had the white balance all messed up, and I finally just hit reset. But I have no manual. This one came with the manual, which is really good. And some guy said, oh, well, you can get a manual on, over at online. Well, we don't have a computer. We have a phone. And to see it, you can. Even if I put it on desktop site, it's a little tiny thing on the phone. And then when I scroll it to get big, as soon as I take my finger away, it shoots back to small again. It won't stay big. Maybe that's the setting on the phone. I don't know. But just was a royal pain. So, but we love the cam. This is the one I'm doing the videos on. We want to get out. I just watched a video from a guy I've been watching for a while, and he's in Thailand, and he was just doing a walkabout, and he went into one of the stores there. It wasn't a big major grocery store. It was just a smaller one, and he was just walking around showing all the stuff, putting a few things in his bag, and I was like, well, that was a good vlog. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised at how modern and nice everything was, and the way the food was packaged, and the beautiful bright lights. And so we want to get out and do that one. Next time we go up to the Robinsons, it's not in the mall because I won't go back there. I'm going to bring the camera next time so you could see this store, because I thought it was a pretty nice little store. Kind of reminded me of our old Walter Mart. It's not as big as everything. And another thing that was really funny about it was stuff was in all different places. And that was one thing I really hated about Walter Mart. You'd go look for something, and one day it'd be in this aisle, and then you come back a week later and you go to that aisle to get it, and it's not there. And if you ask somebody, they say, no, we don't have it. And then you're 2 aisles over and it's over there somewhere. So that's what you're going to get that here. But these were my decisions on the camera. I love this little camera. They have a service center right here in Lipa City. Now the little watch here, when I got it, on the other one, it wouldn't. On the new camera, it wouldn't work. So I was like, "Whoa, what a bummer!" So what I did was I took it apart, and this thing pops right out of this little holder. You got it. There's a little switch here, and then it pops right out. Well, there's some screws in there. So what I did was I took it loose. I couldn't test the battery here for some reason, and I tested the battery in mine, and I couldn't get any voltage out of it, even on DC with my tester. So I switched the batteries from the old one to the new one, and then the new one worked. So then I put it back the way it was, put the new one back together, and I took it up to the service center, which is very close to here. And they said, we can't replace the battery. We got to send the whole unit back. They're going to replace the whole unit. So that was on the 27th. They said 8 days, and it's already the 16th. So, a lot of days and nothing. No word from them at all. So don't know what's up with that, and hopefully we get it. I don't really use it because the phone will do the exact same thing as this. There's a new program that came with the new camera that you can watch everything on the phone. You can turn it on. You can change settings. You can do whatever the heck you want, which is very cool, really cool. And it also works on a Wi-Fi. And one of my buddies was telling me that has it, said you can actually set this thing on your counter with it off as long as you have Wi-Fi in the house, and you could turn it on remotely, like from work or somewhere. I haven't tried it. He said that it can be done with this camera. I don't know. I haven't been too deep in the instructions. It's got a lot of stuff. I did put it on. I found a button on there in the settings, in the menu, that says it has live. So I switched to live, and I was able to hold the camera and have me on my big TV. So that was cool, but I don't know how yet to put it to YouTube, if I can use this for YouTube. Now, right now, I got some nice tripods. I actually got a big tripod. I got this little tiny one I'm using right now, and it's also a wand. It'll stretch out real far. This is the wand I use every day. This was Japanese store. I forget how many pesos it was, 88 pesos or something like that. A couple bucks, $1.50. But I've been using this one for, well, since I started pretty much. I did get some other cool stuff. Well, here's something though, guys. If you're here in the Philippines and you want to buy a really good product, I paid, I think it was about, oops, sorry. That's what I get for doing that. This thing's really fantastic. It was one of the best buys we had. I actually bought another one. These are supposed to be 80,000 mm. Doop 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 doop. It's got a little flashlight on it. It's even got a little compass. But I can actually, when this thing's full, and you throw it in the sun. I did throw it in the sun to charge it, and it didn't warp it or nothing like that. But it'll charge 2 camera batteries up, no problem, quickly. It'll charge both my phones, and if we're out somewhere, these things are fantastic. And you know, I got a bunch of other little stuff. I have a little teeny tiny tripod that came. This came with something I bought. I don't remember what I bought, but it actually works. This little tripod actually works. I think it came with one of the batteries or something. But I got little extra lights for here for when I'm working at night, because I get up a lot of mornings and go through the news feeds and stuff like that, and that's how we do that. But yeah, that's and I got a bunch of connectors and charger cables and stuff for the C type and all these different types they got now. And but this one here, I tell you the truth, guys, I see a lot of vloggers. Definitely get one of these. Absolutely, 100% positively get one. I got this one too. This is a really nice one. It's got a little, this one I use on the motorcycle helmet because it's got a little boom. I can clip this inside the visor, and it's got a little boom here. Now I have a fuzzy muff thing for this also, and that's a nice one. And but here it is. It's only got one. It's only got one of these on there, so it comes out, you know, not stereo, which it sounds a little bit weird, but in the helmet it sounds weird anyway, and that's the only place I use that one. But I got a bunch of extra of these. Like I say, these are $2. And if you guys are going to come here, there's some stuff. Jennifer Terry watched some of her latest stuff, and also Grandpa Vlogger, about what's going on here. You know, they're really getting down on Governor Gwynn about people coming. But if you're going to come and you want a decent camera to vlog with, this, I'm telling you what, this is. I don't think I made a mistake when I made this choice. And if I would have thought I made a mistake, I wouldn't have bought a second one. So I got a backup. Is basically what this is. And I wanted the backup too, so I could have this to take to the ocean or to the swimming pools. Like I say, no sound, but that's the way it goes. But it's a nice one. If you want to know how to take this thing apart, that guy he does moto vlogs, he shows you how to take the screws out of the certain spots, and you can take the covers off. I left the back cover off, and really good vlog. He's very detailed, very good camera work on it. The dude's fantastic when it comes to that. So this is just me getting off on some of this stuff here. I love my camera. Love the work. Like I say, we're going to get out and we're going to do some more outside stuff. We just seen somewhere they moved the Manila area to the #1. Not here yet that we know of. Hopefully we can get out with the kids. I have a really nice triple suction cup thing for the dashboard. If you're buying one of those ones for the dashboard, if they got the single one, this camera's kind of heavy and it sits up a little high, and if you hit the brakes too hard, it just doesn't hold. It just doesn't hold. So what I did was I got a 3 suction cup one. The camera sits in the middle. It's very low. And then what I did is I put a little bit of RTV sealant on there, and I locked her down and then hit the suction cup buttons on them, and it's staying solid as can be because the dash is a little bit pebbly grained, so you need the RTV. I've seen other guys too, when they mount stuff, they'll use the hot glue. I've tried hot glue to mount some of these things, not on my, just on the old helmet to see if it would work. It just pops off just all of a sudden. It'll hold real strong. Wow, this is really strong, and then you'll come out and it'll be laying on the floor because it gave way. So hot glue's not the way to go. It's just not. So, but that's pretty much the gear that we got. My little bag. I got some longer camera cords and more microphones. And just different stuff. Also, when I mount this, I forgot to tell you, when I mount this on the, when I mount it on the bike, in case if it does fall off and this gives way, I actually have a big rubber band that I put on here to really make sure, like this, that it's not going to come apart if it hits the ground. And also the rubber band holds my little sunscreen, because I try to keep the sun off of this in the heat. Because it did. I took it on the motorcycle ride with Wes, and it did. You could feel it when I took it out of the case. You could feel the camera was getting pretty hot. Now, that was the old camera, not the new one, so that's the way that goes. But I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to let you go. I hope you found this kind of informative. I still think that this camera, at least for us, in my opinion only, is the best camera I could have got. So this is Rickshaw out.